Prior to CGI, Trig has worked on IT projects in the areas of computer design and graphics and finance for more than 12 years. He has a Master's of Science in Engineering Mechanics from the University of Arizona and received an Excellence Award for teaching undergraduate students. Trig is an active member of Toastmasters International, where he has held offices, mentored new speakers, and represented his clubs at several district-level speech contests. Sir, let me get your slides up.
Good luck.
Thank you.
I'd like to start off with thanking all of you for being here today, and a special vote of thanks to the gentleman over there who probably noticed my mental blocks coming on and wanted to wish me luck before I started. Thank you so much.
No problem.
So this is the third PMI chapter meeting that I'm presenting this at. The last meeting that I was at, and I started off by asking a question to the audience. Can you tell me of a very interesting mental block that you had? And one person raised his hand. He was a true project manager and the true spirit of project management. He said that, I woke up this morning, I had a mental block, I didn't know what to do, so I came to this meeting. So I thought that was a great example of actually having a mental block, and he really deserved to be at that meeting. So can I start off, now this meeting is going to be very interactive. There will be a lot of talking back and forth, because I personally fall asleep when I'm at a meeting where the audience doesn't speak. So can I start off by asking you if you could volunteer to give us a very special mental block that you have had and that you have overcome? Any volunteers? Okay, not a problem, not a problem. So let us see what we are going to achieve today. Okay, let me give you a little bit of a background about why I am here speaking with you about mental blocks. So over the last many years of my journey through graduate school and actually teaching undergraduate students and taking up different roles in companies and project management and all that, I have noticed some common threads in the problems that people face in their day-to-day work. So I have noticed, for example, that some people face a state of mental impasse and they are unable to respond to situations. Now this lack of ability or their mental impasse, this occurs with almost everyone that I've met and I've talked to. But it occurs in different levels, in varying degrees, and for different situations, for different reasons. So these are the things that I've kind of collected through all these experiences that I would like to share with you. And I would like you to share your thoughts as well. So I would love for you to speak up and talk about your experiences so we can enrich the meeting with something that you have faced. The mental blocks have a big impact on ourselves and on our productivity. They impact not only our individual productivity, but when they happen to several members in the same team, they also impact team productivity. And as project managers, you should be very concerned about team productivity, right? Three quick case studies. Now, this slide will actually have the gist of my entire speech. So the first kind of mental block that I've seen is, what do I do next? I am faced with a problem, or I'm trying to do something, and I'm stuck, and I cannot proceed. What do I do next? Get a beer. That helps at times. Mike didn't have beer in here, so it didn't help with my speech today. But get a beer, that sometimes helps. Or take a walk, visit a friend, call up someone, talk to him on the phone. This mental block is of a certain level, and the solutions that we just talked about are of a certain level. We will talk about that level in more detail later on. That is called the physical level. I am just not good at math because I have an English major and I love to write. I'm very good at writing. I've written for a number of newspapers, but I just don't like math. But for some reason, I have to take this course and I'm having a lot of trouble getting through this course. What do you do at that point of time? Taking a walk, having a beer will not help you. You can have all the beer in the world. It's not going to help you pass that math test. So you need to get some practice. What a lot of people don't know or don't try to understand, I think, is that if you're not good at something, then people often take it as this is something that I can never be good at. That is not correct. Because people have shown through studies, scientists have shown through studies, that the brain actually reorganizes its neurons, the physical structure of the brain changes with more and more practice in doing something that you find difficult today. For example, when you started driving a car, wasn't that difficult? How many people just got into a car and started driving right away? Okay. We have one that just got into a car.
I was very good, but I just started driving.
Okay. How many people think they improved from day one to the end of the first year of driving a car? So that is an example where you learned a skill that you had no idea about, and you learned it through practice. So if you are not good at math because you're an English major, get some practice and you will excel. The third thing is, I know the stuff, but I don't know how I can do in the test. That is the last level of mental blocks that I want to talk about to you today. That is called the emotional level. And here what I'll say is, get a life. And what I mean by get a life is not just go out and party. What I mean to say is, get the skills that will change your life. That is handling mental blocks at an emotional level. And we will talk about that too in the future slides. So the causes of mental blocks that we talked about already through these three examples are intimidation, lack of knowledge, confusion, boredom, complexity or appearance, and the lack of self-confidence. So these are a mix of the causes of mental blocks of the three levels that we talked about: the physical level, the middle level was the intellectual level, and the last level is the emotional level. I actually did a lot of searches on the web to think about this topic about mental blocks, to learn more about mental blocks. And I found a lot of examples like drink a beer, go out for a walk, have a coffee, talk to a friend, or even organize your things. So put down your ideas on paper and make a list of those. Try to think about your ideas after you put them down on paper. Put them down on post-it notes. These are all, in my opinion, affecting your mental blocks at the physical level. They are all good ideas, but they are all aimed at doing something right now. I want to get over this problem right now. What do I do? You are fixing the problem at the physical level. The two other levels that I want to talk about, and I would like to have your opinion about whether you agree with me or not on those, are the intellectual level and the emotional level. The intellectual level takes some more time. You need some more practice. You need to practice more math if you haven't done that. You need to spend 3 months driving a car. Those are at an intellectual level where you're affecting changes in your mind. The last part is the emotional level, which you actually have undergone growth in from the day you were born. Things like character, honesty, self-confidence. These are things that have developed over the years from when you were 3 to 4 years old. So a lot of people are ahead in their lives just because they grew up in a situation or a circumstance or an environment that gave them more of those intrinsic qualities that you need to succeed in life. So when I said here, get a life, this actually